I'm not going to sit in my seat because these coveralls are covered in shit. Today, put all the trim back in. I'm going to fix up some wiring. I got a bunch of spare connectors. I'm not sure how many of the connectors in the engine bay I'll be able to replace because half of them are on the engine at Derek's house. We'll see what we can do. Yo, quick bit to camera. What you'll be seeing in that time lapse right now is this, which is me relocating the battery for the S13. It has been relocated before, but I didn't like the way that it was relocated. So now I've got it running down the driver's side from right up in the firewall up to the strut tower. I've got a power distribution block that I will be bolting there. Then I can run all my power straight to here. And then we have a neat battery relocation that goes straight line through here, over there, under the boot latch thing, and then out the back. I'm probably gonna run it up. I don't know if you can see, but there's like a little hole just where my finger is, and that's where the accessory loom and the boot pull go. So that's where it's going. There's tons of excess cable. Previously the battery was mounted in the passenger side of the boot, blocking the factory jack. But then it also meant that it ran the whole way up the passenger side and then across the firewall behind the engine and then all the way down the front, and then it was just taped up in a big lump of crap. Ran the power, as you saw. That's all closed up there again. I gotta get all the trim and everything back together and back in. And then I'll move on to actually like fixing up a few other bits and pieces around. It's slowly getting there. I've got 1, 2, what are they for? I might one day replace this floor carpet with something fresher and black, and replace some of this sound deadener with some of the butane rubber sheet, because I think that'd be a lot nicer and probably more effective. Though this stuff's okay. That's not really what I intended to do, but that's what happened. I've done the back, done the seat cushion. I'll show you guys actually what came out of it. So all of that dirt in the bucket, which I can see oil and stuff in, that's just from the rag, not from soaking it with Omo and then high pressure hosing it. Probably couldn't see it in that clip that I just did, but when I was high pressure hosing it, there were like streams of light brown flying out from the seat. I guess I'll let that dry. They're not going back in anytime soon now. And I'm gonna clean up and then continue on with the other stuff. The GoPro died and it's been a little while since I've had it on charge. It should be, yep, it's at 100% now. I've gone through the interior of the car, just finishing putting a few bits and pieces back together. Still missing a couple bolts here and there, but I've got a whole drawer of them from all kinds of other stuff I've uninstalled in the past. That is not a smart one to use. I grabbed a cloth and some vinyl revival and came back through here, cleaned up all the interior. So now there's no drip stains running down these back quarters from leaking windows, which they might still leak, I don't know. What do I work on now? Let's have a look at what's in the engine bay. The weather today has been absolutely ridiculous, on and off. Pouring with rain, and then sunny, and birds tweeting in the trees. If you're going to do these, get a clue with what you're doing, because I am an idiot. Come on, get out. Alrighty, take two. Get that seal in there. A little bit of tap. Press it in. Beautiful. I mangled him a bit, but it's okay. What I'm thinking of doing though, with the power cable for the starter motor, I'm thinking of separating that. It just makes it a whole lot easier to chuck the starter in there, run my main power up to the power distributor. The other thing I want to do is actually re-tape up some of this stuff. So that's far from perfect, but it's a lot better than what it was. I'll get these bits sorted. Once they're not joined like that, I think I might just leave it at that. Like I said, I'm pretty happy with that loom, that little loom tidy up. Still got more to go. I'll show you one last thing. These are my Chase Bay power steering lines, and they typically go to the reservoir, which sits here. Now, my reservoir and my extractors and everything run very hot, which makes the power steering oil really thin, which wears out the pump more. So with the reservoir, I'm thinking what I'll do is I'll actually mount it along here somewhere away from the exhaust, but also mount it with an oil cooler. I'm going to put it into the Rio, because as you can see in there, that's the indicator vent. That's this. Because even though it's not covering the entire front face of the cooler, it's going to be 1,000 times better than nothing at all. I was talking to Derek about it, and he was explaining to me that a lot of cars from factory, their version of a power steering oil cooler, running the hard line out in front of the radiator, looping it back, and then bringing it back in, and that's it. There's no fins, there's nothing. So that'll be plenty. Oh, fuck. Now, give me my foot. It actually smells so good in here now. Thought I'd give you all another update. So, pretty much went to the shops, grabbed some of the stain remover sort of crystal stuff that you get in the big tubs, mixed it into a bucket with a heap of hot water, and then poured it over this. I did it yesterday as well, but I didn't get too long to leave it to soak, so I'm leaving it to soak for 2 hours now, and then I'll high pressure hose it out, and then I'll chuck a picture over the top when this is done, showing you guys the difference, because even now it's like 1,000 times better than what it was. I've still also got the back seat bottom half drying. Because it's such thicker foam, it's taking a lot longer to dry. It's about time I jump back in the car though, because overnight the back seat should have finished off drying the last bit that it needs to. Can I put that on? No. Okay, I need to put the back seat in first, and then I can put in the backrest, just to make sure that it stays clean. I don't want to be putting the back seat in all nice and fresh. Smells good too. I don't want to be putting the back seat in and sitting it all on this crap. Just tried to do a time lapse and it was fucking garbage. I kept knocking it and shaking it all over the place, but I managed to go and find a whole heap of bolts that I can use for this, even though you're meant to keep your bolts and not lose them or misplace them. Put them in a goddamn bag so you know which ones are the right frickin' ones. But no, I didn't do that. No way. Why would I? Is that a 10? You look like a 10. 10. Good. Oh, fucking. Okay, now let's put some bolts in. They're back in. It took a little while, but I got them in. I think I still left some Allen keys and tools and shit under that seat, so I might lift it up a bit. Might lift it up a bit later and pull all that crap out. Probably gonna leave the video at that. This fucking door. I'm probably gonna leave the video at that because it's all just a whole heap of little fiddly piddly shit that I've been doing for the last couple of days. So that's that. I guess I'll see you guys again, hopefully with the engine. I'll see you around.